The ocean, home to millions of species and a vital part of our planet's balance. But what happens when human intervention takes a step too far? Recently, an unexpected environmental experiment unfolded that would shock scientists and oceanographers around the world. Fertilizers, typically meant to enrich soils, were dumped directly into the ocean. Within a week, the consequences were startling and, for many, a grim wake-up call. It all began innocently enough. Fertilizers rich in nitrogen and phosphorus are widely used in agriculture to promote plant growth. But these same chemicals, when leaked into oceans, can spark an ecological chain reaction. In this case, however, scientists directly added fertilizers to the water as part of a study to understand nutrient impacts on ocean life. But within days, the initial purpose of the experiment was overshadowed by the startling changes they witnessed. The first thing scientists noticed was an explosion in algae growth. Algae, particularly phytoplankton, thrive on nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus, and with the abundance provided by the fertilizers, the algae bloomed, covering vast areas of the ocean surface in just a few days. To the untrained eye, this might seem like a good sign after all. Algae are the base of many marine food chains. But as beautiful as it looked, this algal bloom was only the beginning. As the algae grew rapidly, the water became cloudy, blocking sunlight from penetrating the depths. Plants that rely on sunlight for energy began to die off, creating a ripple effect through the ecosystem. Fish and other marine creatures dependent on these plants for food and shelter suddenly found their environment changing overnight. With sunlight blocked and plants dying, the impact on marine life became devastating. Fish that fed on these plants began to starve, and without fish, larger predators started to struggle. The entire food web was in jeopardy. As if the food scarcity wasn't bad enough, the algal bloom soon created another dangerous problem: oxygen depletion. As dead zones formed, entire sections of the ocean floor became lifeless. Fish, crabs, and even certain resilient marine animals perished, unable to escape the suffocating waters. What started as a study on marine nutrients now had far-reaching impacts beyond the ocean. Coastal communities, which rely heavily on fishing, suddenly found their livelihoods at risk. The once thriving fish populations were plummeting. As fish populations decreased, the economic strain began to mount. Local markets saw prices soar, and small businesses relying on seafood were forced to shut down or scale back operations. From restaurants to fish processing plants, the ripple effect was devastating. But the consequences didn't stop there. As native fish and plants struggled, an unexpected visitor began to thrive: jellyfish. Known for their resilience and adaptability, jellyfish thrived in the disrupted ecosystem, quickly multiplying and taking over areas once dominated by other marine life. These jellyfish swarms not only posed a new threat to remaining fish, but also created hazards for beachgoers and swimmers. Coastal resorts reported an increase in jellyfish stings, leading to a drop in tourism. An ocean teeming with jellyfish was an eerie reminder of the drastic changes that even a small human action can cause. Scientists soon realized that this wasn't just a localized issue. Oceanic dead zones and ecosystem imbalances affect global climate. Algae blooms and decaying biomass release methane and nitrous oxide, potent greenhouse gases that contribute to global warming. The experiment had unintendedly escalated to an environmental crisis with far-reaching consequences that no one could have anticipated. Now, the question on everyone's mind was how to undo the damage. Environmental organizations, governments, and scientists rallied together, brainstorming ways to rehabilitate the affected ecosystems and prevent similar disasters in the future. To restore balance, scientists began experimenting with nutrient-absorbing plants and algae to help clear excess fertilizers and rejuvenate the ecosystem. But these efforts came with challenges, and the long-term effectiveness was yet to be determined. This shocking chain of events served as a grim reminder of the delicate relationship we share with our environment. As we continue to experiment and push boundaries, it's essential to consider all potential outcomes, especially when dealing with our oceans. Today, scientists are exploring less invasive research methods and increased regulatory measures to prevent future incidents. The ocean's resilience has been tested, and while it can recover, it won't be easy or quick. The ocean has given us life and sustenance for generations, but it's also fragile, a system that demands respect. As this experiment showed, when we meddle with the nature, the consequences can be swift and severe. For the sake of our planet and all who call it home, let's tread carefully, because one small action can ripple through the entire ecosystem, leaving behind effects we didn't see coming. The ocean is vast and resilient, but it's not invincible. This recent experiment has shown us how quickly things can spiral out of control when we interfere with nature. The startling effects we didn't see coming have taught us a hard lesson, a lesson about respect, responsibility, and the delicate balance of our planet. As we face an uncertain future, it's crucial that we learn from this event. Let's work together to protect our oceans, our communities, and our climate. Small changes, mindful choices, these are the keys to preserving our world for generations to come. Thank you for watching. And if this story made you think, consider subscribing and sharing. Together we can create awareness and inspire action. Until next time, let's remember that our planet depends on us just as much as we depend on it.